of Greater Manila,
an oblate mission in the heart of Caloocan City. Notre Dame of Greater Manila is a Catholic educational institution administered by the Missionary Oblates of Mary Immaculate, or OMI. A group of missionary priests and brothers founded by Saint Eugene de Mazenod in 1816 in Aix, France. From their very foundation, the missionary oblates have worked among the most abandoned people. First in France, where they taught and preached to the poor and the youth, and later in all parts of the world. Today, the missionary oblates of Mary Immaculate work in almost every country and continent of the world. They have put into practice the spirit and purpose of the congregation, which is summed up in the oblate motto, Evangelisare popiribus misit me, Popiris Evangelisantur, or He has sent me to preach the gospel to the poor have the gospel preached to them. Preaching the gospel to the poor involves working with people in their struggle to liberate themselves from all forms of poverty, such as sin or spiritual poverty, material poverty, hunger, sickness, and ignorance.
In 1939, at the invitation of the Bishop of Zamboanga, the Most Reverend Luis del Rosario S.J., the Oblates of Mary Immaculate began their Philippine mission. The first 7 Oblates to arrive in the Philippines were led by Father Gerard Monjo, OMI, who was consecrated Bishop of Cotabato in 1951. Another batch of 7 Oblates arrived later. Immediately, they immersed themselves in parish work in the province of Cotabato and in the islands of Sulu. Education in Cotabato and Sulu before World War II was limited to public elementary schools, and soon, parents began to request the Oblates to establish schools. Thus, in 1940, the Notre Dame school system began when Notre Dame of Midsayap was opened. Notre Dame was the name suggested by Reverend Father Joseph Boyd OMI. The reason given was that Notre Dame means Our Lady, the Blessed Virgin Mary, and this is suitable in view of the strong Filipino devotion to the Blessed Virgin under the title Immaculate Conception. And as the number of Notre Dame school increased, the Oblates invited other religious congregations such as the Maris Brothers, RVM Sisters, and Oblates of Notre Dame to join them in their educational apostolate. The Notre Dame schools in Mindanao and Sulu bonded themselves into the Notre Dame Educational Association, or NDEA. The Oblates administer Notre Dame University in Cotabato City, Notre Dame Midsayap College in Midsayap, Cotabato, Notre Dame of Holo Colleges in Holo, Sulu, and Notre Dame of Greater Manila.
The missionary oblates took over the parish of Grace Park in Caloocan City in 1947. Early Eucharists and liturgies were celebrated in a simple concert hut with only a handful mass goers. Today, 9 masses are celebrated on Sundays and the church is overflowing with mass goers. Seeing the need to continue their apostolate among the youth and the poor, the missionary oblates assigned Father William McGrath, OMI, to open a Notre Dame in Metro Manila, particularly in its own parish, Grace Park. In 1963, when a 2.5-hectare property bought from the Archdiocese of Manila, Father McGrath opened the elementary department of Notre Dame of Greater Manila, with only 266 students from kindergarten to grade 5. The high school department opened in 1965, and the students' population steadily increased. In 1969, Notre Dame of Greater Manila graduated its first high school seniors.
All through the years, Notre Dame of Greater Manila stood for its mission of providing quality education in the different core areas of curriculum and instruction, faculty development, physical plant, spiritual formation, and holistic formation.
All this being a true mark of Notre Dame of Greater Manila's motto, Ut Cognoscente, that men may know that NDGM is a Marian community inspired by the Oblate Charism, evangelizes through quality education, and forms upright and globally competitive
Christian Filipinos.
Great.